Good morning, everybody. I'm hoping people can find me today. Let me double check here. Looks good on my end, so I'm hoping it's good on your end. So today is... Good morning, everybody. Oops. I'm hoping people can find me today. Sorry about that. Today is Wednesday, April 22nd, and I thought today, instead of making a card, I would do a card in a 3D element. So this is what we're going to be making today. It's a gift bag, and it's pretty big, actually. It's about 8 inches long, 6 inches wide, 3 inches deep, and it holds the card. Got a little hanger here for your card, and it matches because we're using the same paper. This is paper that was available during the celebration, which was awesome this year. So there, I'm going to show you how quick and easy it is to make, and it's really actually pretty sturdy. I'm pretty impressed with it. So all you need is 2 pieces of 12 by 12 paper, and then a few other things to dress up your card and like that. And I'll go over those as we get ready to make the card. So one of your sheets, you're going to keep it at 12 by 12. The second sheet, you need to cut it down so that it's 8 by 12. And that's where our card comes from. We're going to cut off 4 inches. So I'm lining it up on my cutter here. And I'll set that aside to make my card. So again, this is 8 by 12 and the other one is 12 by 12. This part is so super easy. The only numbers you need to remember is 3 and 1. So on the small piece, you're going to score it at 1 inch. Flip it. 1 inch again. And then flip it to the other side that you haven't scored yet. 1 inch. And then the final one is 3 inches. Now the big piece is the same, almost the same in measurements, but it's 3, 3, 3, and 1. So the numbers to remember is 1 and 3, which I like. It's pretty simple. So score at 3. Turn again. Score at 3. Turn again. Score at 3, and then the final one is 1. All right. So we're all set with that. I'm going to set my cutter aside. This paper is the Peaceful Poppies designer paper, which you can see right here in the mini catalog. It's on page 25. The retirement list will be out today from Stampin' Up. Normally, all of the paper is retired, so if you really like this paper, you need to get it now because it will not be available in the new catalog. So here I am back to this. The first thing I'm going to do is fold and score all my score lines. Make a nice crisp fold. Then this 1 inch one, I'm going to fold it back the other way. I'm going to do the same thing on this. I'm going to fold one of the 1 inch that way. So what we're sort of going to be doing, I call it, is making two half boxes and putting them together to make a whole box. All right, so now I need to do a little bit of cutting. We're going to cut right here on this score line up to where it folds. Now I take out a little ridge out of the tab. I hope you can see that. See, when I lay it down, there's like a little ridge. It just makes your box or whatever you're making hold a little bit better. Gonna do the same thing over here. You could put this on your cutter if you're steady. Sometimes I have a hard time seeing the paper. Oops. Looks like I didn't cut that too straight, did I? Let's try again. Yeah, that looks better. I'll cut this side. Cut my little wedge out. All right. I would strongly recommend that you use red glue or tearing tape. I'm going to use tearing tape. So on this large one, I'm going to put a piece of tearing tape from the edge of where this bottom flap is to the top. I'm going to do that on both sides. Then I'm going to do it on my flaps. This tape does tear. You don't want to cut it straight. So you notice this tape is on the inside, and this tape is on the outside of what's going to be the outside of my bag when I'm done. Now to keep this flap down, you can use your regular tape runner. I guess mine's hiding. Oh, right here. So I'm going to put it right across that. I'm going to tape up this bag exactly like I did my other one. Put the tape runner, press that down. Put the tearing tape. Oh, let's see. This time we're going to put the tearing tape on the outside. As close to the fold as you can get. So I'll show you a little trick on the other side. And you can put it all the way down. Sometimes it's easier to see when you have it on the contrast side. So again, on this one, we're putting it on the outside. I like to burnish my tape. So now I'm going to take the tape off. This is where the pickup tool comes in handy. I'm going to turn this in where it's folded and line this edge up just like that. Do the same thing on the other side. On this one here, I'm going to do my flaps first. Sometimes it helps to really burnish it. So again, fold this up. Make sure this meets nice and clean. Do the same thing over here. Line up your edges so they're nice and clean. I'm going to take my bone folder and burnish that down really good. Now what's going to happen is this is going to set inside of this. And we're going to line up these edges. So you have to decide where you want to put the bottom adhesive. You can either put it on this one or this one. I'm going to put it on this one. So I'm just running the adhesive along here. And then I'm going to put a piece on the bottom of here. I gotta be careful. So burnish that. Burnish this. Make sure your edges are burnished. Now, if you're the kind of person that's a hurry up and go, you might have to use a little patience with this. So we're going to take off this protective coating off this smaller one. And the protective coating off this. And the protective coating off the sides. And then over here. And then I'm going to start with the bottom, trying to match up my corners. I hope you can see me. And then you want to make sure this edge is on the edge of your fold of your little portion. start from the bottom. Sometimes it's a little bit off because, whoops, we're not machines here. We don't score exactly perfect. So start from the bottom, work your way up carefully, and slowly. And there you have it. You have your box. Again, take this in, burnish all those. The bottom might be a little harder, so maybe use the edge of a punch. So there you have it. There's your box. It's all completed. Now, if you don't like the looks of the inside, you can always cut a piece of paper. You can see a ripple here. I just want to make sure of that. So what I call the front of my box is where it has a nice seam, not where it got connected. So this is technically the front of my box. So now we're ready to make our card. So these are the parts that we need for our card. That 12-inch piece of paper, a 5 1/4 by 2 1/2, that's going to be your hanger, 3 3/4 by 5 for the inside, a 1 inch by 4 inches for the card, and then the back layer of your card. Now we need to cut just a little bit off in this. I want this to only be 10 inches. I'm sorry, 10 1/2 inches. So I'm going to line this up on my 10 1/2 and cut it. Then you just have to fold it in half. Now if your paper has a direction, like this does, you want to make sure that this is the back of your card and this is the front of my card. So I'm going to attach that to right here, center it. Just like that. Then I'm going to put this piece across here. I'll put a little bit of twine, I guess. So I might have showed you this trick before, but I can't ever remember who was in my audience when I showed it. So I'm going to do it again. It just saves a little bit of whatever twine you're using. So you can see I put adhesive and I started it. And I want it to look like I got 2 loops. So now I'm going to end it. So again, I put adhesive. I started it, wrapped it around, came back around and stopped it. And see on the front, it looks like I have 2 pieces. I'm going to attach that to the front of my card. About right there looks good to me. Take another piece of twine. I'm going to double it, probably about, I don't know, 12 inches. I want to make a double bow. So I take my 2 pieces, slide them under here. Make a bow. hold my bow so I can get my loops the same size. I don't like my bow too big. Yeah. Now I just pre-stamped something to dress it up. I'm going to put that right here. I'm just propping it up. You can choose to use whatever you have, or a Memories and More card that we had last week. I did paint it with a little bit of Wink Stella. So now you can see I can slide my bow over. And I want it to be about right there. So what I'm going to do is take a mini glue dot with my pickup tool, roll it, and once I know where I want my bow, I stick it on the back and place it where I want it to stay. Now this piece here is just for the inside because it's kind of hard to stamp or write on this, but if you wanted to, you certainly can. This was 3 3/4 by 5. Whisker white. I'm going to center that. That looks good. Then the final piece is this piece to make my hanger for my card. It's 5 1/4 by 2 1/2. You're going to have to use some kind of a punch or a cutting system. Whatever you have is best for you. I'm using this punch right here. So the first thing I'm going to do so I can make sure I stay straight is I'm going to line the punch in all the way it goes and right up at the edge. Then I'm going to come all the way down here. Do the same thing. Line it up with the edge. Make sure it's in all the way it can go. And then I need to connect these two. Just like that. Now when I put this on my my bag here, you only want the adhesive on this top part because you want your card to be able to swing underneath it. So again, I'm going to use tear and tape. Put it directly across. Burnish it. Try to get the protective tape off using my pickup tool. Now, I'm one of those people that unless I have a system, I can't cut straight. Well, it's the same putting things on. So I'm going to use the edge of this to line this up, trying to get it centered between each side. And that looks pretty good. So press that down well. Let me get my card. And there you have it. Slide my card down. So this is the one we did today. And this is my sample. I did learn something though. I like the shorter. This one I made the piece a little bit shorter. To me this has too much wiggle room. So there you have it, folks. There's today's project. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to see you make one. And if you do, post it here. That would be great. So other people can see it as well. Have a great day, everybody. I'll be back on Saturday with a scrapbooking event. Thanks. Bye-bye.